Alright, so we're doing this again. This is February's video. I had a very hard time trying to figure out which type of video I wanted to do. I had several different ideas, but in the end this was the one that I ended up going with because I couldn't get any of these. Okay, all the speed paints that you see were going to be separate videos, and I decided to do one of each. Like, I decided to do one speed paint of each of these that would be their own video with other art that was related to the characters shown here, but because I couldn't figure out which one I wanted to do and I was just losing a lot of interest in focusing on just one character, I ended up doing several, and you're gonna see that here. Just gonna say, these videos are supposed to be for my other channel. I have a second channel. I've had one since like when I first started this one, back when the name was different, back when I didn't have commentary on this video. It was because I wanted to originally do like gaming videos as well as art, because I knew I was very good at art, but I knew that like I also wanted to do gaming videos, which was like one of the main aspirations for even starting the channel in the first place. When I found out that having a channel just mainly focused on art and nothing like games or anything game related for the most part was doing a lot better than my other channel, which was focused around games that didn't have any commentary, I decided to put all of my effort into my art channel. And I really enjoyed it in the long run. I don't play games as much as I used to now, so I don't really have a lot of footage for that stuff, and all the footage is very old. But I want to revamp that channel. I did a lot of gaming, and then eventually I told a story over a game on there with really bad audio, and then I decided that I was going to be doing vlogs by the end of 8th grade, and I did like some vlogs and stuff, but all that is going to be unlisted because I want to start over, and I have an idea of what I want to do on the channel, but I don't know if the public's going to be very happy about it. So I guess I should get into the speed paint, because I'm probably going to be making a video that is going to talk more about what I want to do on that channel, that is going to be uploaded to that channel, but not on this one. So let's go with art. First, did I even film myself doing the line art? I don't know. Oh, this is going very quickly. We have 5 minutes on this thing still. Oh, we have 6. Okay. So this character is called Calla Lily. I feel like I say that too quickly. Calla Lily. Basically, that's her name. Her non-Rainwing name is Lillian Lattice, I believe. I know it's very weird, but maybe or maybe you don't know who Olive Cow is, but I watched a few of their speed paints that were Wings of Fire themed, and if you've been on the fan art playlist for a hot minute, you know that there is one Wings of Fire themed speed paint that I did, and that was with Sunny and Starflight. And that's not how it went down in the book, actually. I have a lot of like original characters, but when I watched Olive Cows, I saw their Dragon GF speed paint, and I saw the way that they drew Glory, and I loved the heck out of it. In fact, I did a color mock-up. I say in quotation marks because like I literally just took a picture and traced that image and then did all of the coloring and stuff like that. So literally what you're seeing on screen now is just a rip-off version of their design. As much as I love the character and I love playing around with the wings and the fins and like all this other stuff, I kind of knew that this would not be a good mascot for the channel because it was a ripped off version of someone else's design, which is not really what you want to do. So I still really like the character. I like the originality of some of the fins and the wings, in my opinion. If I ever do like the big picture, because I have a bigger picture of her where you see her majority or like more of her body. Basically, you can see her wings, and I really like how the wings turned out. So if I ever do that, I might just introduce her character in full. I really liked playing around with the eyelashes and like how her eyes look so intense, basically. Like, I think she does a lot of intense expressions, so it was really hard to give her more sad and laid back expressions. Like this one, it was kind of hard to put her into a happy expression looking like a happy face. God, I cannot English, but yeah, I also really enjoyed messing around with all of the patterns and stuff, which might also be the reason why I didn't want to finish up the other speed paints that I had for this one, because of all of the patterns, all of the things that I added in this final version of her happy face. Also, can I just say that I did not know of clipping until I did that color mock-up in quotation marks of the traced image. I didn't know that clipping was a thing. That made everything so easy. Like even making the freaking line art was so much more easier. People should include that in their tutorials more often. That like, what am I trying to think? Hold up. Oh my god, I know exactly what's gonna happen. It's gonna go all the way. Oh my god, no. Okay, I'm rewatching this before I'm able to edit it so that I can do the narration. I'm gonna be fixing this in the actual, or maybe I won't. So people can see what exactly I did. But essentially, I didn't move the line art, drawing the line art thing to the front and coloring the line art. It's at the back of the entire reel. And I'm so mad. What was I even getting to before? You know what? Screw whatever I was saying before. I think it was about clipping. Like, when people say you should always color your line art, they should include like, oh yeah, and use clipping on your layers. Clipping and alpha lock and all of those other things, or protect alpha and the lock option on top of all of the layers should be more well known and more talked about when people talk about like how to use specific drawing programs and stuff, because it took me so long to find that. So this is also a smaller speed paint, and I have a full design for this girl. This girl is going to be the main character that I'm using, like the character that I'm probably going to use, or like the mascot that, okay, it's called Mascot that I'm going to use for, let me do this first. And I had a really big problem with trying to make this all balanced, like balanced as in if you flip it back and forth, like what I just did. This is really jarring. When you do that, it's supposed to show you all of the stuff that you don't really like about the drawing, and usually I don't really flip around my images in real life. Like I just draw them to however I want it to look, and then I just flip it when it's in the drawing program basically. There is a way to do that, and that's to just hold the piece of paper up to the light and look from the back. So like you're showing it to someone, but you're holding it up to the light, basically. But I usually just do that, especially when I'm having a really hard time drawing a certain thing about the face or the body, and I just want to see what the heck is up. You know that last speed paint that I did where I made a character named Wolf, and that was like one of the first ones in that speed paint, and that was my character. Well, I had this daydream, and it was of that character, and I put that character into the outfit that this character on screen is wearing, and I really liked it. And then I tweaked it a bit to have different bang styles for one thing, and also to have the deer antlers and the deer ears. I thought that was really, really cute. Also, I love how I did the this jacket right here. I don't know why, but mixing tool is my new watercolor. So this is a character that I'm going to use because the name of that channel also inspired the name of this channel. This channel is called Dearly Adept. That channel is called Dearly Depraved, and that was going to be like the vlogs, the games, and the other medium that I'm not going to talk about here. But basically, I put it as that because originally the name was slightly psycho, and I liked it a lot. I came up with it entirely on my own, but when I searched it up in the YouTube search bar to see if anybody else has had that nickname before, literally one other person existed, and I thought it would be fine. But recently I searched it up again and I saw that someone else now exists, and at that point I was like, this is going to be thought of over and over again, and nobody, like in the whole wide world, is going to just look up the actual names of their channels like I do to see if anybody else like that exists. I want to have a unique name, okay? When I searched up Dearly Adept and Dearly Depraved, nothing came up, which is why I chose those, and Dearly Adept only existed because I wanted to match with the other channel, Voice Crack, the other channel. Dearly Depraved came from the fact that my other channel name was going to be slightly psycho, like, oh yeah, she's not as psychotic person, but like she's kind of there, you know, like chaotic neutral, that type of shit. In the end, it just doesn't match me right now. Like, I'm not a psychotic person. I'm very, very dark, but that can't be considered psychotic. It shouldn't be. And my thing right now with like Discord and stuff is that I have a deer motif with my profile picture, and that was what I was trying to convey here. So, really like this character. She's gonna be the profile picture. This one I did like just this week, like a week ago basically, and it was not a great time for me to be doing this. I was very like fatigued and out of energy, so I just wanted to do something super chill. I wanted something really, really chill, and I knew that it was so satisfying to work with watercolor and stuff, and this one was the one. So, you know, relating to my Discord profile motif of like always being a deer, this was supposed to be meant to be the Discord profile, or like a profile picture. I knew from the get-go that I wanted to do watercolor, but I ended up really, really liking how this turned out. This was very, very interesting. I don't know. This is the character who gave me the idea of the name Wolf Moose. This was going to be the original character that I was going to have for not only my Discord profile picture, but like also the other channel. And this also had a second character to it, 2 other speed paints. One of them was just repeating the 2 characters, and the other one was the actual other character. The actual other character is basically like the opposite of this, more majestic and magical one. I might be making that into a speed paint later, but I don't really know. I ended up making this a lot more realistic than I thought it would be. I ended up making the midsection and the legs look extremely realistic. I don't even know why or how. Mixing tool is your friend, okay? It felt right to put the shading in certain areas, and I guess it just turned out to be semi-realistic. I'm not too sure if you can even consider those semi-realistic, but I don't know, it just looked really good and really realistic in my opinion. As realistic as 2D art can get. The only other time that I ever worked with watercolor were that picture that I had in the 2020 Rewind, where it was literally of tracing the image that I used for the Discord profile picture that I had. I think I mentioned it in that video, but yeah, that was the painting that I did. And I also did another one for Halloween, which is not related to deer. I did one other, I think, for Chibi Kaya, And then the backgrounds for all of my Christmas pictures. They're really, really fun to make. I'm planning on making others that are going to be fan art for MCYT because everyone's making fan art of them. If you haven't heard of that community, then I'm gonna be real surprised, to be honest. Basically every artist is doing that right now, and I'm no different, so I also didn't really know what to do for like the background and stuff, so I just made it dark. I have a story out for this, and I called it Iterations, and this is the creature that you meet in this is the creature that you meet in the house. I just realized nobody's gonna actually understand that, but like basically this group of ghost hunters, they come to this house because they think it's haunted, and they run into this creature who attacks them. It's the protector, and essentially what ends up happening is that they run into the backyard, which is this big forest-like area. Like it's just a normal backyard, but then the back wall is just forest, like tropical rainforest type, and they go through that and they go into this inner world that is essentially just these floating worlds, and this creature hunts them down because this creature is like the protector. And basically on every single world, or on every single island, that is all the floating islands, there's like a different person and it's just different people for every single island, but it's all just one girl. You know what DID is? It's kind of like that. Also had a really fun time playing around with the light. That's kind of all I have to say. So that's it. That's the speed paint. These are really, really fun to do, but also like stressed because I couldn't figure out which one I was going to be able to do. I really want to do something that's for February specifically. I was trying to think of something for like Black History Month, but I ended up not being able to think of anything. And also, I do a lot of character work. I wanted to do something with like couples and for Black History Month, and then also like the Chinese Lunar New Year. That exists, but this month is way too short for me. Maybe if I'm quick, I can do something before this month ends, but here's hoping. Bye!